Hi, Jared.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, honey?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Well, we're going to ask you some questions here, okay?
All right.
And you answer them to the best of your ability. Okay.
You don't have to tell the complete truth.
Not the complete truth. And we could censor this too. Okay. What are your earliest memories?
Of this morning?
No.
No.
In
My
your
childhood?
Yeah.
I suppose the house and the farm we grew up on. I remember starting a tractor when I was 2 years old, one that you had to set the spark, set the throttle, crank it just the right amount of times. Mom yanked me off the tractor and couldn't get it shut off. And she locked me in the house after that. Had to call the neighbors to come down and shut the tractor off. And my sister was sitting on the wheel. I was going to give her a ride.
So you were a typical boy, weren't you?
I was exceptional.
You're exceptional.
If I must say so myself.
Okay. How about the time that the Jan incident?
Oh, I was a little older then. I was balancing I suppose about a 6-foot piece of half-inch pipe on my palm. And I was doing a good job, and I looked over at her to make sure she was watching, and the pipe fell over and hit her across the bridge of her nose. She still got a flat spot.
Was she pretty upset with you for that later on?
She's still upset. That's why she keeps coming to visit.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I know you had kind of not an unusual childhood, but your parents didn't go very many places. They weren't real social people. What do you remember about that?
Just that school was our social life. Summertime we didn't get anywhere. If we did get a chance to go to town, usually our friends weren't around, and we didn't have time to stop and visit with them anyway, so we always looked kind of forward to school starting again.
Yeah.
And then found out that everybody outgrew you socially and everything.
Yeah. Well, what about when I grew up? School shopping was really a special, fun time for us. What was that like for you? Because first of all, how many? You had six sisters.
Sisters that they school shopped for, and just me. So they got me out of the way right away, and then Dad and I had to go sit in the car for the rest of the shopping, because I'd race heck in the stores otherwise.
What did you do to raise heck in the store?
Oh, I hid under the clothes and the clothes racks, and then they couldn't find me. And I'd race up and down the aisleways.
So were you ever afraid at that time? Did you feel lost or anything ever?
No.
No.
No. I always knew where Mom was.
You knew where everyone
and
was.
Dad always knew where I was.
What did you enjoy doing as a child? What was some of your favorite things to do?
Well, we used to play toys a lot as a young child. I had all kinds of road construction equipment, so I'd build roads and stuff. And Connie was my closest sibling, so she had horses, toy horses, and corrals and stuff, so I'd do the excavating and then build her a place to play. I was pretty good with wood even young, so I'd build her trailers to haul her animals in and barns to put them in, and stuff like that.
Did you ever have a pocket knife or anything as a child?
At 7 years old, I got my first pocket knife, and in those days they sharpened them right from the store. So I was whittling on a stick, whittling towards me, and I still have a 3-inch scar on my wrist or on my thumb that I cut. And Mom was taking a nap at the time, and I told her I'd cut myself with my knife, and she didn't like her naps interrupted, so she told me just to be quiet and put a Band-Aid on it. So I did. I still got the scar to prove it.
And when she got up, did she look at it, or?
Yeah, she was pretty sick when she got up. She thought I probably should have went in for stitches, but since it was an hour later, it was too late. So.
Now, you lived on a farm growing up. Did you ever move from that farm?
No, we never moved. I was born there and graduated from there.
How about pets?
Oh, we had lots of pets. Everything from chickens to rabbits to horses, cows. Never had sheep. Dogs, several different dogs I can remember.
You used to go hunting with a dog.
Yeah, I had a black lab shepherd cross. Her name was Socks, and she was pretty good at pointing and stuff. She'd go hunting with me all the time in the winter. In those days, you just put on a thin pair of shop coveralls and long underwear, and I'd walk for miles. I'd be gone for hours. Mom would get worried about me, but I always came home.
What do you remember about elementary school? Anything in particular? Was there a special time? I know you went to two elementary schools.
Yeah, I went to, well, the first grade was in Bentley. The second grade was in New Leipzig, and then third grade they had transferred us to Mott. And I suppose that's where all my friends are from. Mostly just playing with my friends in school. I didn't like any of the classes. Science class was kind of fun. Teachers were all pretty good for the most part. One or two of them were real bad laxes.
How about holidays with your family? Did you guys celebrate those?
Well, every holiday was at home, whether it be Halloween. Mom would make us, we never went trick-or-treating. Mom would make us up bags of candy, and we'd have caramelled apples and then play some board games. And of course, Easter was a big event, church and Easter eggs, and Easter baskets. And Christmas was always the biggest one. We'd get the Christmas catalogs at Thanksgiving, even though they had come in August. She wouldn't let us have them until Thanksgiving because they'd be wore out and you'd be sick of Christmas by the time it got here. So that made Thanksgiving a big deal too, along with the meal. Then we'd each get a allotted amount of money that we could pick out a gift that matched that. And of course she'd always put something extra in too. So, and you couldn't, there was no opening early or anything like that. We opened gifts on Christmas Eve and after a pancake supper, which it took me years to get to like pancakes again.
Did you guys ever go on a family vacation? That's something I've never asked you.
We would, our vacation time, there was a drive-in theater in Mott. We'd all go to a movie a couple times in the summer, maybe once in the winter. Santa Claus Day in the winter, we'd get to go to the movie. We'd go to Heartview Dam once in a while, just to drive around. We couldn't go in the water, of course. There was anacondas in there. But we did everything as a family, so family vacation wasn't that exciting.
What about high school? Do you have any, particular teachers, subjects, sports, extracurricular activities? And we're keeping this clean. And, how about learning to drive and that kind of thing?
Well, I learned to drive when I was 8 years old.
Why was that?
Because Dad needed help on the farm. I drove a 2-ton grain truck, loaded, which probably wasn't the safest thing. And then I drove tractors even before that, hauling hay and stuff. So driving wasn't a big event for me. Driving class in school was doing burnouts with the student driver's vehicle and stuff.
You did that?
Yeah.
Student driver's
Almost
vehicle?
didn't pass.
Oh my gosh.
What was the other question?
Well, I remember you telling me something that you're really proud of during your teen years. You kind of struggled in school. I mean, it wasn't hard for you, except you had trouble with your attention span. And you told me one time about a teacher complimenting you, and you were so proud of that.
Oh, there was an
Yeah.
English teacher, Mrs. Wanswick, that actually, at the end of a school year, I had helped her clean up her room because it was free time in between semester tests and I didn't have anywhere to go. So she told me that I was going to grow up to be a nice young man, she thought, even though I had been in trouble most of the time in her class.
She knew something about you, huh?
In elementary school, I did get to spend a week in special ed, and that was the highlight of elementary. I knew all the questions and answers there.
Did your mom know about this, that you were in special ed?
Yeah, she found out about it. Well, I eventually told her I was in a new class. And of course, I got quizzed pretty good on that class, and then some phone calls were made, and I wasn't in that class anymore.
Did you date as a teenager?
Oh no, I had no time for dating. Never even wanted to date.
Seriously now, was that hard on you because nobody
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't have any dates?
Yeah, by the time you were in junior in high school, all your friends had dates and were bragging about, you know, girls they went out with. And I asked, but was turned down all the time. Was saving myself for my Barbie doll.
What have you done in your career? And I know that's
Oh,
such
my
a
career?
long, can you kind of just give?
My career was totally God-directed. I mean, I bounced from job to job. I'd work any job until it ended, mostly. My first job was for Ernie Wanswick and Mott, and that was at $1.60 an hour. And I worked there off and on a few years. I worked for ex-father-in-law Philip Schmidt for a few years. Worked for carpentry outfit in Denver, a couple different ones. Excavator in Pick City, Bobcat for 20 years. Worked on wind turbine towers for 8 months or so, and then at Burleigh County for the last 2.5 years.
So you've met a lot of people, haven't you?
Met a lot of people, worked on a lot of things, saw some pretty interesting stuff. Never saw anybody get killed, saw a few accidents.
So are you satisfied with what you've done, or do you wish you'd done something different?
Well, you always wish you had made more money, but it seems to me I raised 4 kids and got through, so it must have been enough money.
How about marriage? What has that been like?
Marriage? Well, the first one wasn't so great. I figure that is half and half, being at fault there. Both of us were very young, pretty immature, but we did get our daughter out of it, and that was the best thing that ever happened there. Nikki's my little baby girl, and she always will be, and she still is today.
What attracted you to me?
The fact that 5,000 other guys wanted you and I won, I think. Well, we worked. I met her when they were building the mines and stuff. So there was 99.9% men around there. So any woman was pretty much sought after. But she was pretty special with that cute little haircut.
So what have you learned about your spouse?
Well, the whole 28 years has been a learning process. She's a lot of fun, a lot of work, but any marriage is.
What do you think I value the most about you?
What you value about me?
What do you think I value the most about you? Seriously, no.
Everything. With anybody, you can't like one thing about your spouse. It's never going to work that way. It's got to be all put together. So I suppose little parts of me that she doesn't like, but overall I would guess that she likes most of me.
Pretty much, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's move on to your children. Okay, Jer, we kind of ended we were going to start talking about the kids. I think what I'm going to do is ask you, do you remember anything about the birth of Nikki and Adam?
I was there at Nikki's birth. They had to stay at the head, of course. In those days, you couldn't go around and see anything else, but it was